So you don't know what you're doing either?
I have no idea.
Guess what? Same here, man.
Let's test that theory.
You gotta do what it takes to survive.
All right, hello and welcome. My name is Michael Jobity, and I'll be hosting this live stream today, as well as the award ceremony on the 25th to 26th of November. Welcome to the 4th edition of the Miraband UK Film Awards, powered by the Miraband Company and founded by our festival director, Dave Anari. The Miraband UK Film Awards, or MUFA, is a British, London-based, IMDb qualifying film festival focused on diversity in auteur movies. As a member of Film Hub London and BFI fan, MUFA provides a spotlight for underrepresented, emerging, and experienced independent filmmakers through weekly live stream Q&A sessions, as well as with its in-person career expo and networking opportunities, and an exciting festival event taking place on the 25th to 26th of November at the Bromley Picture House Cinema. If you haven't done so yet, please check out our festival tickets and VIP pass for the event, and subscribe on our new streaming platform, Stream Auteur, to watch all the officially selected candidates of this edition and vote for your favorite, which will win the Best Film Audience Award. When going to mirabandukfilmawards.co.uk, you can select Art House Cinema on the top banner and then click subscribe. But let's get the ball rolling with our special guest. Please welcome James Garces and Tayla Burton from Australia, a finalist for Best Student Film with their film, Nothing Special. Another breathtaking diversity-driven story where, after gaining superpowers, Jack Johnson applies to be trained by a world-famous superhero. When his true blue Aussie father objects, Jack is caught in the crossfire of a fight to the finish between his dad and his idol. Let's take a look.
I've said it before, Jack, and I'll say it again. People who get power should be using them for practical reasons. I mean, can you imagine walking around in spandex all day? You don't even have powers.
Dad, it's happened.
What's happened?
With so little children nowadays getting powers, I mean, I hate to see that potential go to waste. The Super Guys Super School for the Superpower Super People, we ensure that safety as a superhero will be in safe hands.
Wanker.
Hello, sir. I'm looking for Jack Johnson to discuss an application.
Application? Why didn't you tell me? I'm not going to let you go and waste your time frolicking around God knows where when you could be doing real work. Here, with me.
Jack's staying here.
You won't be needing these. What you doing?
Oh, I was just... I have to go.
Hey Jack, who's this bloke?
My name is Walter. I'm acting as a representative.
Starstruck, I see.
love that trailer. Can we watch it again? No. No, I love it. And the music is so cool. But with that, I just want to, give a special thanks and welcome James and Tayla onto the live stream today. Such an exciting film that you've created. And I know we were speaking, obviously, previously just before the live stream, but I think what you've been able to do with this film and take this really authentic perspective and twist on, the superhero genre, I think it really resonates through and people can relate to it. So obviously, I did a lot of research on both you and yourselves and what kind of inspired you in the film. But I think, this idea of, blending, as you mentioned, like a small, sleepy town with this, massive kind of superhero genre is a nice spin. And when you talk about, the idea of a parent and a kid who don't see eye to eye, but they both think what they're doing is, best for each other, I think that's a really exciting concept. And I was just wondering, maybe first question for James, if you could maybe expand on that a little bit and why that's such an important thing to you and why you think it's a story that, you want to be told on a global scale.
Yeah, sure. So the initial story of Nothing Special actually stemmed from the house that we were filming in. It actually belongs to my dad himself. He bought that house. It was in complete disarray in the town that we filmed in, and he built it up. And just sort of this story of a dad and a son, it kind of stemmed all from that. Looking at this town and going, okay, this is a small little town. There's not a lot happening here. What would happen if a superhero came to town? So, sort of looking at that and being able to, go, okay, so in the superhero genre, you've got all these big ideas, and we want to consolidate it into a tiny little Aussie town and put our spin on it. That was what was really exciting for me, just being able to, say, this is our go. We believe in having a shot. Let's give it a go. See what happens.
Yeah, no, I think, it's so cool to hear about that story and how that translates into the film. And it's so cool that you're able to bring your own personal experience into it because it just, as I mentioned, it's very authentic. But yeah, I'll, hand the ball over to Jay if he has any questions for either of you.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say it's a very touching story. Really liked the script. I wanted to say it made me think a little bit of Smallville here and there, the kind of superhero as it was done in the 90s. It was really, sort of nostalgic for me watching it, and I could find elements to tune in very easily. For being a student film, as I mentioned, for other student films, and it's really impressive. It's a lot of going on there. Especially, special effects and the way it's been structured, it's very believable. It has a certain tone that you tune in and it's comedic. I also spot a cameo from you, James, which is really nice. So my first question would be from Tayla. I wanted to hear from you. How did you approach James? The script, was it through uni? Or was it you were friends and you decided to work together? How this story came to life?
Oh, well, it was kind of a combination of all of the above. James and I had worked previously on another little student film together, so we knew each other, we knew each other's work and where we had sort of started with all of that. Where this one specifically came about was our final capstone project to finish off our degree. And originally, essentially, we had to go through a green light process, and he had to pitch it to everyone. And to be honest, we were kind of the last people left in the room because we both coincidentally had COVID that day, so none of us could actually pitch to anyone. No. We had to pitch online while everyone else was on campus. We unfortunately were left on Zoom, and no one was really joining us. And so James was just sort of please help me. I was like, yeah, cool, it sounds cool. And then we also had Sanjay jump on board, who was, another massive sort of spine to this project. He was absolutely crucial to the outcome of it. But yeah, that was essentially how that all came about. So.
Mm-hmm. What did Sanjay do in the film? Is it the other actor we see playing the lawyer, or?
No, he was the composer / lead audio. So he did pretty much everything from music to Foley, everything revolving around audio in the film. He was also our associate producer, so he did some things in that direction as well, helped us out with the script. Just sort of like the third person to our like sort of head of department party, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And for you, James, this coming from a, I don't know, personal story, and I kind of felt, and maybe just my impression, a little bit of satire of how university works, the non-refundable fee spotted there. So nice. I actually, you want to be a superhero, you want to be in real life probably a super successful filmmaker. Come to us, we'll make you a success, but you have to pay basically because you're going to private university, so there is a charge behind every dream.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. It was more so like that little shot of that computer is kind of just an Easter egg where we wanted to throw a bunch of little jokes on there. It's more to play into the character of Super Guy, which is the superhero that you see in the film. He's very full of himself. He's very up himself. So we kind of brainstormed like every little kind of tactic that universities might use that are like that. So we didn't want to throw shade at anyone per se, but we did want to just sort of poke fun and go, okay, well, yeah, of course there's going to be $100 fee. Of course, you're going to need so many details to apply already, and even if you don't get in, they've got a bit of money from you, sort of thing. Just to sort of help to play into the characters and the world and poke a bit of fun at real life.
Definitely, yeah, it worked, I think. Michael, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I was just saying, I think it's really cool, Tyler, when you're explaining the capstone project, because that's something that a lot of students can resonate with. I guess when you were working together, did you feel any like time pressure? Because I know obviously it's like part of a course as well. How did that kind of affect the the process of creating this film when you also have these other stakeholders in play?
That was like a pretty massive part of why it came out the way it did, if I'm being honest. I remember the assembly cut of the film, I think James can correct me on this, but came out to something like 25 minutes or something. Like it came out quite massive. But that was sheerly down to the fact that because we had such a time crunch, we had 2 trimesters to do it, but the first trimester was dedicated simply to pre-production, and the second was both editing and like post-production and production. So we essentially just pulled our whole crew together and we booked out a hotel in Pingelly. And we just said to everyone, hey, let's just go there for a week, smash it all out over the 5 days, spend all the time together and get that done. I know James worked day and night every single night of the final trimester with our editor, Megan, pulling it together. And yeah, just a lot of effort on his end. I know I did a lot, but I think we really need to put the credit towards James, and especially Sanjay here, because he spent more time than any of us. He showed up at the last premiere being like, hey, yeah, I was editing since it's 6 a.m. yesterday. I haven't slept. So it's definitely, time crunch is definitely the reason why it came out as well as it did, I think. And I think that pressure really helped create the quality. So yeah,
that sounds like a superhero life.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's pretty universal. Just give a bit of context with that. So the 25-minute assembly we had to cut down into kind of like a 15-minute final cut, which for your first kind of big production as a student, when you've got about 3 or 4 weeks to get that done, that is a pretty huge ask. So that was where the time crunch really sort of came into play. But I think it helped us a lot.
Right. So if you were for you would have preferred to make it slightly longer?
There are a couple of jokes, a couple of gems that had to unfortunately get left on the cutting room floor, but that's just kind of the story of how these things go, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I mean, the idea of, having that pressure, hopefully, it's a transferable skill set. So now in the future, hopefully things won't be as stressful as that. So you can say, if we did that, anything is possible. But yeah,
100%.
Yeah, build character, but no, that's so great, and thank you so much for allowing us to dive into the process of creating, a film like this and a lot of the inspiration that went behind it. I think we are, towards the end of the live stream here, but with that, I just want to give a special thanks to yourself, James, and Taylor for coming on and sharing your experiences, inspiring the listeners on the live stream today. And congratulations again on your amazing film, Nothing Special. So with that, I'd like to just give some quick reminders for the audience listening for the next set of live streams. So just a reminder, all shortlisted candidates will be available on our streaming platform on the 25th of October until the 3rd of December. Stream Auteur is officially live, so feel free to go and subscribe, and you can vote for your favorite to win the Best Film Audience Award. How do you do that? Well, you go to the MUFA website, click Films and Streaming, and subscribe to streamauteur.com. And as I mentioned earlier, the awards ceremony will be taking place at the Bromley Picture House Cinema on the 25th to 26th of November. Make sure you come out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you can get your tickets at mirbanukfilmawards.co.uk. Thank you again, everyone, for coming on, and thank you so much for answering the questions we had for today.
Thank you very much for having us.